Hello and welcome to the Sunbirdcrochet podcast. My name is Claudia and I'm coming to you from Germany. Today is Saturday, the 20th of April, and I've got for you one finished object, one work in progress, and a bit of incoming. So let's start. What I've got here for you today, Hildegard is wearing it. Once again, she snatched it off my hook. Is the Sultan Deluxe shawl. It started as a virus shawl. Sorry, Hildegard, let me take it off for just a hot second. There you go. It started off as a virus shawl. Then I've added a granny stitch. Then I've added a more loose granny stitch or with some chains in between. Then I've added a bit of a puff stitch border and then some shell stitch details. I've added a tassel here and a tassel here and a short tassel right there. So when you're wearing it, this is a cotton by the way, so when you're wearing it, it doesn't fall off your shoulder, it just stays right there, and it's a beauty. I'm very happy with this. There you go. So this is my one and only finished project. I've talked about it last time already. I've played around a little bit more with the border. I've added more chains and less stitches or just a puff stitch. And then I pulled it all back together again with a fan of, how many? I think 7 double crochets. And so on and so on. I've added the tassels by taking a big comic book and I've wrapped the yarn 50 times around it. And then I snipped off and through the one side. And then I had like a handful of strings the same length. I took the loop, the middle as a loop, pulled it through, and then I've pulled the ends through the loop, pulled it tight. In this case, I've also wound another thread around it and made a double knot and pulled the ends through the loop again, just to make sure that it doesn't come off. And that's basically how I attached these tassels. I've cut them all off at the same length again, and it's a very easy tassel and very effective because the extra weight stops the shawl ends from slipping off your shoulder. Obviously you have to like tassels, the look of tassels, basically. Very happy with the result. What do you say, Hildegard, my friend? Hildegard is happy as well. Oh, Hildegard. Now, shall we start something new? Do you remember the vest pattern which I bought? A knitting pattern in colorwork with salmon. Remember that? I wanted to start it as a colorwork crochet sweater, but instead it's now going to be a colorwork cowl. The knitting pattern has colorwork charts and they are worked flat, so that makes it very easy for me. There are no increases whatsoever, and so I've decided to make a colorwork cowl. I've created a messy knot down here. But let me just show you the yarns which I'm using. They're all leftover yarns. This is leftover from my Take Two shawl. This is Life in the Long Grass in a lovely light pink color. And I've got a little bit of a darker pink. It looks almost gray in this light, but it's, believe me, it is actually pink, like an old-fashioned pink. This has a little bit of, I think it's single ply, and it has a little bit more fluff to it. This is a Katja yarn, can't remember the name of it, but I've got another shade of it left over with a bit more pink. So these are already 3 lovely colors, and I've got this one here. So now imagine a very subtle color work for a cowl. And I've started with it, and currently it looks like this. Not much. I really just started. I've started with the faux crochet I-cord, and then I am now working the color work according to the chart, using the center single crochet stitch, aka waistcoat stitch, which I really enjoy. Most of you think it's a pain in the bum, but I like it very much. And I think this will look much better once I've got more progress for you. But you can see that I've started the color work repeats. The chart has 22 stitches. It's based on a repeat of 22 stitches. And so I've got, I've started with 3 times 22 stitches, aka 66 stitches. And then I decided it's not big enough, so I've added another 66 and then another 66. So I've got 3 times 66 stitches, which is a lot of a lot of stitches. So it will be a very, very wide cowl, but I want to make it a very tall cowl as well. And at the end I will pick up the stitches and I will finish with a knitted ribbing. So that's the plan, at least, and it will be a very cozy thing. Let's see how it works out. So that's my newest thing on the hook. Doesn't look like much right now, I'm sorry to say. What else? I've been out and about today. I've been to Lennep again, and I've been to one of my favorite shops there with secondhand clothing. I've got this lovely cardi for 25 euro. I don't know if it's hand knit or if it's some Italian knitting creation, but I really liked it. I think it reminds me very much of the Stephen West designs. It has extra big sleeves and it's so cozy and it just makes me happy. And I've been to... Oh, and I've also bought myself a pair of sneakers at the same shop. They are secondhand, but they look like they've been only worn once. And let me be a little bit acrobatic. There, my new sneakers. Is this relevant for a crochet podcast? No, not at all. I'm just sharing my day with you, and it's like going on a hunt for things. And then I come back, collected berries, nuts, and all these things. Hunters and collectors, or hunters and, what's it called? Thrifters? It's just a good day, despite the rainy weather outside. I've also been to a shop called Goldstück? Goldstück or Goldfish? They have very eccentric things there. And I think she gets them from the Netherlands. They are famous for having a quirky fashion sense, not like art, but very modern and modern art and very funky design furniture, and quite often people from Germany are going for a weekend for shopping in the Netherlands, because you get the modern things like funky seats, cushions, furniture, carpets, whatever you want in the Netherlands. And it's just a 1 hour drive, right? So I've been to that shop. I think it's called Goldstück. And where is it? Oh, behind me. I've bought a very extravagant cushion. Do I need more cushions? No, I don't. But I couldn't resist. No, that's the back side. It looks like this. And it looks like a Baroque kind of cushion, but if you look closer, there are actually crocheted and embroidered and felted things on there. Can you see that? And the parrots, they have little glittery accessories. This is a beautiful Esther. Yeah. Very, very colorful, just like me today. I feel the spring. I feel it. So I've bought this cushion, and it was quite expensive, but I couldn't resist. It had to come home with me. And this is actually, it smells of vanilla, but aside from that, I think this is a very nice idea. I actually have some fabric similar to this one. I could make a cushion cover, and then I could do some embroidery, and I could do some appliques on it. I think that would look very nice. Look at this cute parrot. How can you not love this? Okay, if you're a minimalist and lots of things and colorful things are an overload and it stresses you out, then look away. But clearly, I'm not that way. So my new cushion. What else? Not really that much else. I've been to a small cafe which is called Rotationstheater Café. Rotationstheater, it's a rotation theater. It's a very small theater in the center of Lennep, and there have been famous people, and they are all on the wall. I mean, on photos, the owner of the cafe, they are taking selfies for generations already, I believe. And there have been people, they are only famous in Germany maybe, but some people are international, like Gorbachev. He's on one of the photos, I recognized him, and other people as well. They come to the theater, or maybe they, I don't know why Gorbachev was there. Honestly, I can't imagine why, but yeah, I had a lovely apple cake and latte macchiato, and we met a very old friend of my aunt there. By chance, I didn't know her, but my mother knew her from, I don't know, 50 years ago maybe. And it's nice to meet people, and it's just good to get out of your house now and then and to meet people, have a nice piece of cake, and get a bit of social life happening there. I think it's a good medicine for my mother. She still obviously thinks a lot about my father, who passed away in November, and I think the social life, or just the fact that you have a partner you live with together and there's always someone around you, and then bam, no one there. At least no one lying beside you in bed, and no one to talk about everyday things. I mean, I'm there, my sister's there, but it's not like you're living with someone, and I'm sure you know what I mean. So it's difficult not to feel guilty for wanting to have a social life again. And why is this suddenly so serious? Let's move on. I've got one more thing for you. There is an art gallery. Actually, there are two art galleries in Lennep. I've went to one of them because I came across, I mean, how far do I talk about? It started with a search engine and coming across some antique oil paintings about interior scenes from the Romantic period, from 1880 to 1910, something like that. Really lovely paintings with a gold frame or a black frame, depending on if it's earlier or later. And I really loved one of those paintings. I'm still contemplating if I should buy it, because it's a beautiful painting. It is, well, it costs a lot, and it's pure luxury to buy art for the wall, but it fills my soul, and it's so beautiful. I can't stop thinking about it. I went through my oil paintings, which I've already got. I also came across another oil painting, which I've inherited from the aunt of my mother. This painting was actually bought in the same art gallery where I've been today, but it was painted in 1984, and my relative, my mother's aunt, passed away in 1993, I want to say, or 1995, sometimes in the 1990s. So she bought this painting, and I'm going to show it to you. It looks like this. It's very dark and maybe not very colorful if you look at it, but it's one of typical scenes here. That's how our typical houses look like here. The original actually has more color to it. It's an autumn scene, and you see here these colors. The trees are slightly going into the colorful part of their life. And the only thing is why I don't have it on my wall is because I don't like the frame. The shape is fine, but this, I don't know if you can see it, this is a dark red, and I don't like dark red on my wall. It's strange. So what I thought I might do is, I'm not changing the painting, but I want to make this gold throughout the frame. And I've got antique metallic color, and I might try to paint the frame in gold. And maybe this will make this come more to life. Or the other thought is to paint it in black, and then this will be more like more light. If the frame is dark, maybe this gold takes away some of the colors from this painting. I'm not sure. Okay, it's not the best painting in the world. Sorry, Mr. G. Wroblowski, if I don't like your Hof Böhlefeld by Lennep, original oil painting 1982, not 84. It is professionally framed, so I want to use this frame, but just don't like the color. Let me know what you think. Black, gold, or just don't put it at all on your wall. Claudia, this is not your style. I don't know. I don't know. Well, this is all from me. I would like to wish you a wonderful weekend. I will talk to you soon again. Keep well, keep safe, keep crafting. Bye.